Amen, amen, amen. Yes, take it back.
And I also wish to comment on the conduct of the prosecution counsel during this trial. This matter was instituted in the year 2019. Due to the intervening COVID pandemic, the trial took off on the 8th of November 2021. In the course of this trial, this court diligently put in measures to minimize adjournments. These include: 1, availing to the accused persons the opportunity to voluntarily waive their right to be present during the trial, so as not to inconvenience their fellow accused who are desirous of proceeding with the trial. Number 2, trial directions that ensure witness-based inventory of documents is disclosed in advance, so as to minimize time wastage arising from navigating through voluminous bundles of documents. Number 3, accused persons have been allowed to participate in court proceedings virtually where they are unable to attend court. And number 4, fixing of hearing dates several months in advance, so as to allow parties sufficient time to plan for the trial. The DPP, on the other hand, matched this effort by providing 2 prosecution counsel to conduct the trial, so as to ensure the smooth continuity of the trial. However, despite all these efforts, the trial has been assailed by its fair share of adjournments, a majority of which are from the prosecution. The court record will attest to this. Article 157, Sub-Article 11 of the Constitution states that in exercising the powers conferred by the said article, the Director of Public Prosecutions shall have regard to the public interests, the interest of the administration of justice, and the need to prevent and avoid abuse of legal process. Section 4 of the Office of Director of Public Prosecution Act sets out the guiding principles in fulfilling the mandate of the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. The office is to be guided by the Constitution and the following fundamental principles: A, the diversity of the people of Kenya; B, impartiality and gender equity; C, the rules of natural justice; D, promotion of public confidence in the integrity of the office; E, the need to discharge the functions of the office on behalf of the people of Kenya; F, the need to serve the cause of justice, prevent abuse of the legal process and public interest; G, protection of the sovereignty of the people; H, secure the observance of democratic values and principles; and I, the promotion of constitutionalism. It is therefore tragic that a prosecution counsel would lose sight of these paramount principles and subvert the cause of justice out of sheer recklessness. It is on record that the prosecution declined to proceed with the hearing on the basis that their application for withdrawal of charges against the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th accused persons be heard first. This is despite the court having given directions on the mode of disposal of the said application. This is further despite the fact that the court had issued express and concise directions that applications, other than those that arise in the course of the testimony of a witness, should not interfere with trial dates. The prosecution was well aware of these pretrial directions, yet they stubbornly declined to proceed with the trial. This court, in the spirit of compromise, allowed the prosecution to adjourn and collapse a number of hearing dates pending the outcome of the said application. It is only after the application was dismissed that it emerged that indeed the prosecution had no intention to proceed with the trial. The court record will show that despite the witness, PW6, being present in court and due for cross-examination, the prosecuting counsel vehemently declined to proceed even after being granted an adjournment to allow him to prepare. Their case was thus deemed to have been closed when, on the following hearing date, the prosecution counsel stubbornly maintained that he did not have instructions to proceed with the case. Indeed, the High Court, in Anti-Corruption Economic Crimes Revision Case number 1 of 2024, did find that, and I quote, whereas it is the duty of each party to close its own case, where a party, in defiance of the court's direction, contemptuously refuses to close its case, abandons the case, and leaves it open, the court, in exercise of its judicial function, may close the evidence of that party, provided that this is done in good faith and in the interest of justice. The court further held that when a court is faced with such circumstances, where the prosecutor is insubordinating the court and sabotaging the defense, abandons its role of furthering the case, the trial and the case, and refuse to adduce further evidence, the magistrate may exercise judicial discretion, rely on the evidence so far on record. This is to mind its judicious exercise of the discretion. The High Court, in revision number E010 of 2023, where Justice Sifuna at paragraph 21 stated that, and I quote, the prosecution should find a more honorable and sensible way of abandoning its own case. At paragraph 23 to 24, the judge went further to say that a public prosecutor must conduct the case in a manner that promotes the public interest and the public good. To abandon these two aspirations and embark on advancing the narrow agenda and private interests of the defense is an abdication of public duty. The motivation for such dereliction of duty could only be spurred by inter alia Kenya's lack of formal mechanisms or outfit for holding public prosecutors liable for negligent or willful loss of cases. Had we any, such clear sabotage, frustration, scattering, and bungling of cases would be a thing of the past, especially when the cases involve a public agenda, national security, safety of the citizenry, or arise from the loss of public funds, such as in this instant case. Parliament, or the Office of Public Prosecution itself, ought to develop regulations for making public prosecutors accountable for the manner in which they conduct cases and hold them accountable for negligence as well as willful, premeditated, and connived loss of cases. In conclusion, I find that the prosecution has failed to establish a prima facie case against all the accused persons on all the charges, and I hereby acquit them pursuant to Section 210 of the Criminal Procedure Code.
Second thing that I also want to say is that there is
Gavana ni mjamu. Baba yetu. Baba yetu.
Come and we just thank God for the victory. That is all I can say for now. Yeah. I should comment, that's all. That's just Kabumba. Simba.
Congratulations. You deserve it. Congratulations, Kabisa. Yeah.
You can address the media, but
You want to? If you want. You want to? Okay. Maybe I can. Dramatic fashion, and the whole country was told what a corrupt person he was. Well, the truth is we've been in court, and not a scintilla of evidence was produced to prove the corruption that he was accused of. So for us, as the defense, we thank God for this moment, and we also thank the court that the court has been very diligent and actually very courteous. The Honorable Nyutu, may God bless you, because you have been very courteous and very judicious and judicial in the manner in which you handle the case. Having said that, I think this case also should be a lesson to us Kenyans, that when you conduct investigations, I think it should be a deliberate thing, detailed, and also professional. I cannot say that anything done to prosecute the Honorable Sonko was professional. I think it was hasty, and it was obviously, because if you read the events that preceded that arrest, there was a lot of political baggage behind it, and this we will say boldly, that Honorable Sonko was sacrificed politically, and he has paid a huge, huge price. The other point that has emerged in these proceedings is the abuse of this thing called protected witnesses. In appropriate circumstances, it's a tool that serves justice. But in this one, I mean, it's laughable that people who are being called protected witnesses are people that we know, and they are our friends. They are people that we have worked with. By we, I mean the accused persons know them. They even know their voices. So I think it was also laughable. That process of protecting witnesses needs to be taken seriously so that it achieves the purposes for which it was set. In the overall, we thank God for this day. Thank you very much.